She gave a homeless woman the keys to her lake house for 3 months. 6 months later, she came back, and what she saw that night made her realize kindness doesn't just change lives. Sometimes it exposes the truth people tried to bury. The story. Alyssa Carter had built her life on precision. Every deal calculated, every risk measured, every emotion locked neatly behind success. At 42, she was the CEO of one of Chicago's fastest-growing real estate firms. Glass offices, private jets, headlines that called her the Iron Woman of Development. What they never mentioned was the silence. No husband, no children, no one waiting at home. That morning at O'Hare International Airport, Alyssa was already late. Her phone buzzed non-stop. Investors, lawyers, overseas partners. She was boarding a flight to Zurich for negotiations expected to last 3 months. That's when she saw her. Near the terminal exit, sitting against a pillar, a woman no older than 35, holding a baby wrapped in a faded blanket. She wasn't begging. She wasn't crying. She was just sitting, dignified, still. People walked past her like she didn't exist. Alyssa slowed. Something about the woman's eyes stopped her. Not desperation, strength. She reached into her purse, pulled out cash, then stopped. Instead, she did something that surprised even herself. "I have a lake house in Wisconsin," Alyssa said quietly. "I'll be gone for 3 months. You can stay there." The woman looked up, startled. "I'm not a thief," she said softly. Alyssa placed the keys in her palm. "I know." And just like that, Alyssa Carter boarded her flight and disappeared into business. 6 months later, the negotiations collapsed. Partners betrayed her. Contracts fell apart. What was supposed to be 3 months turned into 6. By the time Alyssa drove toward her lake house, she was exhausted in a way sleep couldn't fix. It was nearly 11:30 p.m. when her black sedan turned onto the familiar gravel road. She smiled faintly. Finally. Silence. Then she saw the gate. It wasn't hers anymore. A tall iron gate stood where her old wooden one used to be, fresh paint, new lights, and a sign. Alyssa stopped the car. Her hands tightened on the steering wheel. Emily Ross Foundation, Women and Children's Transitional Home. Her heart dropped. "What the hell?" she whispered. A security guard approached. "Can I help you, Mom?" "This is my house," Alyssa said slowly. The guard smiled politely. "It belongs to everyone now." The woman returns. Then the front door opened, and Alyssa's breath caught. It was her, but different. Clean clothes, confident posture, and the baby, now a little boy in a school sweater, stood beside her. "Ms. Carter," the woman said calmly, "my name is Emily Ross." Alyssa felt anger rise, but confusion drowned it out. "You took my house." Emily shook her head. "No, I protected it." She stepped aside. Inside, Alyssa saw life. Women cooking, children studying, laughter echoing off walls that once held only silence. "This place shelters abused women and displaced mothers," Emily said. "No drugs, no crime, just second chances." Alyssa's voice trembled. "Who are you?" Emily handed her a folder. Inside, a badge, Detective Michael Ross, Chicago Police Department. "My husband," Emily said quietly. "He was investigating a real estate syndicate laundering money through shell developments." Alyssa's stomach twisted because she recognized the names. They were tied to her own board. "They framed him," Emily continued, "called it an accident, took his badge, took our home." Alyssa swallowed hard. "Why were you homeless?" Emily met her eyes. "Because truth doesn't come with protection, the realization." A long silence fell between them. The lake outside was still. "I trusted you," Alyssa finally said. Emily nodded. "And I trusted you first." That's when Alyssa understood. She hadn't lost control. She had revealed herself. "You're not leaving," Alyssa said suddenly. Emily looked shocked. This house, Alyssa continued, was empty before you came. She took a breath. Now it matters. Ending 6 months later, the Emily Ross Foundation expanded to 4 states, the investigation reopened, and Alyssa Carter did something she had never done before. She stopped hiding behind money. For the first time, she wasn't building properties. She was building justice. Because sometimes the keys you give away unlock more than doors. They unlock the truth.